Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. Join me on the channel today as I put together my personal list of the top 5 MOTU Origins figures of 2022. At number 5, I'm putting both these guys together as I felt they shared many similarities: Clawful and Whiplash. For one thing, they're both brutish looking creature hybrid bad guys that would look great stepping out of the waters and menacing all of humanity on a beach or someplace like that. Secondly, other than some minor cosmetic touch-ups on their faces and bodies and the improvements in articulation, these are in fact both very closely identical to their original 80s action figures from an overall design standpoint, and right down also to the accessories that were included. Now I know that that's the whole point of what Origins is, to be replicas of the vintage figures, but the figures on this list are the ones that took it just a step further than that. With Whiplash, they did do a huge upgrade to his tail section compared to the vintage 80s original. However, as they got rid of the tail striking feature and did not provide an alternative or upgrade, then the tail is mainly just meant there to be posed and displayed as it is. Now that is definitely not a bad thing, but neither is it a step forward. Still, both of these guys are absolute fan favorites, and their availability this year made a lot of fans, including myself, very happy. Next up, at number 4, is the Horde Trooper. The vintage Horde Trooper from the 80s was one of the hardest figures to track down in the whole series. His inclusion in MOTU Origins meant that fans could now finally build up a full platoon of troopers. The execution of the figure is great. The paint applications are fantastic and definitely a step up over the original as well, given that he now actually has a bit of a shine. I am disappointed with the so-called exploding chest feature. You're supposed to press on the chest symbol and the two halves of his chest burst open. How about no? Okay, because you have to press really hard and then maybe the back section pops out, maybe. They could have just incorporated a smooth spring action feature here, and that would have made this figure a total knockout. It's easier in fact to just lift up his arms forcefully, and this would also cause his chest sections to split open. With the removable head feature, you can now customize any of your favorite MOTU characters with Horde Trooper armor. After the Eternian Palace Guard, the Horde Trooper is the next best army builder in Origins and earns his spot as my top 5 year-end best. Okay, next up at number 3, we've got Snout Spout. Guys, believe me, I surprised myself by having him here on the list. But I have to give props to what is in fact the most justifiable deluxe figure release of the year. The vintage Snout Spout was just total overkill for me. At that point, they might as well just have made a walking koala bear fighter. However, one thing that could not be denied was the amount of work and expense that it took to craft the new tooling that was required for the figure, which is also what you get with this new Origins figure. In addition to a whole new backpack and action mechanism for Snout to spray out water, they also go to the trouble to include an entirely brand new head sculpt with a new backpack of canisters, so you can actually create an entirely new and separate look for the figure. You gotta admit, the cost involved in creating the new heads for the character, which cannot be replicated or reused with any other figure, had to have been a gamble on their part. The last time that we saw this much effort being poured into a deluxe Origins figure was with Mosquito from last year. I've yet to actually do a full proper review on Snout Spout. The only video I did was the one talking about how Walmart shipped him to me in a badly crushed card bag. I'll probably do one at some point, but for now, he's number 3 on the list. Okay, at number 2, we have the Flying Fist HeMan, another deluxe figure. This one came out all the way back in January. It was my first Origins review of the year and was in fact a YouTube first at the time. Now, I don't hear a lot of people talking about this figure strangely, but to me, I just find it irresistible because of all the whack metal that you're getting here. And there is a lot. More than with the vintage figure, because now you even get vac metal gold edges on the sides of the armor. The center H logo is also so much bigger. The overall presentation of the figure is a massive upgrade over his 80s counterpart. They even supersized the 3-headed mace weapon, making it much larger. than the vintage. In addition to the full power sort that wasn't there with the vintage figure, you also get an alternate head, which isn't the greatest, but hey, look, at least it's there. And the action feature this time around works so much better because the clip on the back that also allows you to move the figure from side to side in combat is made up of much sturdier plastic. Check this out. You know, there's just something so silly and captivating about this at the same time. Now, maybe all the VAC metal has got me feeling a bit biased, but I definitely think it's awesome that they went all out with this figure and didn't cut any corners. As we're seeing with stuff like the Thunder Punch HeMan and King Hiss deluxe packages that are coming out now, they're starting to come with a lot less stuff and no alternate hits either. Okay guys, at number 1, you might have guessed it already if you followed the channel this past year and heard me just outright gushing over this figure. The Evil Hordes Montana. Now, I still can't believe that Montana came on a standard card back. He's a massive figure with all new tooling from top to bottom and even has a working action feature. Now, ideally, this would have been a frontline contender for a deluxe release, but I guess we should be happy that sometimes we do catch some breaks. Montana is the perfect example of a standard release Origins figure that goes way beyond anything his vintage original figure had. For one thing, he's completely redesigned with all his forelegs now fully present. And this is something that the vintage figure could not accurately depict in action figure form. The pop-out extending eyes feature has also been reworked to function more smoothly, and Montana was in fact the last standard release Origins figure that came with an action gimmick similar to his vintage figure. These days, just to have anything extend outwards would require a separate plastic plug-in, as we've seen with both Mechanic and Rattler recently, and which in my personal opinion is just an eyesore. The execution of the Origins Montana is beyond anything I could have expected. He's an amazing creature figure treat for the MOTU Origins line and earns the top spot on my list, hands down. Okay guys, so that's the video. That's the list of my favorite MOTU Origins figures of 2022. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There are a few more figures that I probably wanted to cover as well. I think I'll list them out in a separate video and call them honorable mentions. Okay, so look out for that one. Let me know what you guys think of this video. And before I go, I just want to wish everybody out there, everybody who's following the channel, a very happy new year 2023. Let's get into it, guys. Thank you and take care out there.